Derby traffic, Jabirus Delta Oscar Delta is rolling runway 11 for a departure to the south. Derby traffic. Sandfire Road House is like Dunmara from the previous video, a roadhouse whose main role is to provide fuel and a stopover for people on the single main road that tracks north-south in this part of the country. Over here, the road travels from Port Hedland, north along the coast, to Broome and Derby. There's not a lot there. It's pretty basic. There's a roadhouse with fuel, no aviation fuel, just car fuel. In fact, at the moment, it's the only fuel stop for 630 kilometres. There's another station further south that got wiped out in a cyclone about 6 months ago. Flying into Port Hedland, it's pretty obvious that it's an industrial and mining port city. From a pilot's perspective, it's a nice airport to fly into. It's got a huge all-weather runway that's capable of landing jet traffic on it. The negative side was that we had to jump through a few hoops to get permission to land there. The expectation is that pilots will download forms off the company website, fill in the forms, scan them and send them back again. That's obviously pretty difficult if you're travelling, and as a consequence we had to resort to multiple phone calls and then writing out hand notes, signing them and photographing them and texting them back to the administrators. But one thing you do get is you get a follow me guy comes and shows you where to park so you don't have to go hunting. The bars in the taxis were a little bit off-putting. We stayed at a motel which we thought was a couple of kilometres along the waterfront. Turned out that it was more like about 5 kilometres from the city. But anyway, we started walking with the intention of having a bit of an afternoon walk. And it went on and on. And on and on. And we made it into the CBD, where we found out that in a park on the waterfront was a once every 6 weeks markets, food, music, displays by the local tugboats. So we ended up being pretty happy to have actually gone in there. On the Northwest Cape, there are two options, Exmouth and Learmouth. We decided we'd go to Exmouth because we could get a hire car there. As it happened, we couldn't get one in Learmouth on the day we were there. Exmouth's an interesting place. The airstrip's small. It's a little dirt strip. It's very active, though, with a lot of small aircraft using it for sightseeing and for looking for whale sharks along the west coast. So we took the car and we crossed over the Northwest Cape to the Cape Range National Park and drove down the west coast for a few kilometres and had a look at the scenery. From Carnarvon, we had a slight parting of the ways for a short period. Martin and Dave headed down the coast while I took the westerly route and went out to Bernier Island and then followed the island chain down to Denham, where the Shark Bay airport is.